Wild Talents, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 22d. New York Times, October 9, 1930. Charges of sorcery brought against Henry Bourne of Janesville, Wisconsin. After a member of the State Board of Medical Examiners listened to the charges of sorcery, he said that he was convinced that they were unfounded. Bourne's sister had accused him of casting spells of sickness upon members of her household, so that case was disposed of. I am not given to fortune-telling. I dislike the idea of fortune-telling, so-called, or termed more pretentiously. But I do think that anybody could tell the fortune of any member of any State Board of Medical Examiners, who would say, of any charge of sorcery, that he was convinced that it was well-founded. There were other charges against Bourne. They remind one of accusations in old-time witchcraft trials, that Bourne had caused apples to rot on trees, cows to go dry, and hens to cease laying. Opponents to the idea of witchcraft are much influenced by their inability to conceive how anybody could make apples rot, inability to visualize the process of drying a cow, or entering into the organism of a hen, and stopping her productions. And science does not tell them how this could be done. And they cannot conceive how something makes apples grow, or why they don't rot on trees, how the milk of a cow is secreted, or why she shouldn't be dry, how the egg of a hen develops. And science does not tell them. It's every man for himself, and save who can, and damnation is in accepting any Messiah's offers of salvation. We're told too much, and we're told too little. We rely, and for twopence, having had experiences by which I am pretty well assured that nobody ever has twopence, when they are called for, I'd finish this book, as a personal philosophy, or for myself alone, and then burn it. It's everybody for himself, or he isn't anybody. It's every thinker for himself. He can be told of nothing but surfaces. Theological fundamentalists say, rudely, they think that all things have makers, that God made all things. Then what made God? Even little boys ask. Space is curved, and behind space, or space-time, there is nothing, says Professor Einstein. Also may he be construed as saying that it is only relatively to something else that anything can be curved. Throughout this book there is a permeation that may be interpreted as helplessness and hopelessness, absence of anything in science more than approximately to rely on, solaces and reassurances of religion, but any other religion would do as well. All progress is returning to their points of origin, philosophy's only intellectual dress making. But if it's every man for himself, it is my expression that out of his illusion that he has a self, he may develop one.